In this video, I'm going to show you what I do to stay happy, even though everything is not so great in my life right now. And I'm not talking about fake happiness. I'm not going to tell you to fake it till you make it. You can have a level of satisfaction that comes from within that makes life way less overwhelming. Most of the time when I hear someone say that they're feeling down or that they are stuck in a rut, it usually turns out that they're living in maintenance mode. There's not a lot of progression in their life. For example, if I get up, go to work, do my job, come home, watch TV, am I progressing or maintaining? I'm maintaining. You have to find ways to progress in your life, or else life will eventually feel stagnant. You will have little to look forward to, and this can lead to a host of other problems. Progression is when you have goals incorporated into your life that you're actively pursuing. For me, progressing in life really comes down to three things, okay? Setting goals, breaking down the steps it will take to reach those goals, and then doing the steps. The thing is, most people I observe tend to skip step number 2. Even people who set goals or create vision boards don't end up breaking them down into habits. And when they don't get the results they want, they get discouraged, they get sad, and they usually give up. I know it sounds like a lot right now, but I'm telling you, your goals are possible. Let's say that you want to lose weight, which is a popular goal for many people. So you just get up and start going to the gym and working out, right? Wrong. First, we need to figure out a goal BMI. Then we need to break down the steps to get to your goal and figure out the habits you need to incorporate into your life. I'm going to say something, I'll probably get some backlash, but stop attributing things to time. What I often hear is, I want to lose 30 pounds by this date, or for my vacation or something like that. What I do is I take away the time component and I do this instead. Start by looking at where you are now. Are you generally active or are you new to it? Are you educated in food and nutrition? Are you on any medications? Do you have any other habits that are keeping you unhealthy? I would watch videos or read, whichever you prefer, but I would watch videos on topics like how to start exercising as a beginner, how to be healthy, what to know about nutrition, or similar topics like that. Because that is going to give you a host of information about what habits you're going to need to incorporate into your life. Educating yourself about the thing you want is one of the keys to your success. Okay, so here's an example of my breakdown for reaching my goal of a BMI of 21. Feel free to pause the video and review it if you'd like. But this is based on all the things that I looked up, and these are the habits that I need to do in order to reach my goal. Now, take note, there is no time frame attached, just habits. So let's say that you want to lose 40 pounds, okay? If you lose 2 pounds per week, that is going to be 8 pounds per month. That's going to take you 5 months to get to your goal. So if you start trying to get a summer body in April, you're setting yourself up for negative reinforcement and negative self-image. As per the math, even if you did everything correctly without a single mistake or without a cheat day, you're looking at meeting your goal at some point after September 1st, not for 4th of July. So you will not have the summer body during the summer. So if you don't break it down, you won't know that. But also, do we even understand what it takes to lose 2 pounds per week? This is why I suggest breaking it down. 2 pounds is 7,000 calories that you'd need to lose, okay? If I were to walk, let's say 3.5 miles per hour on a treadmill, I usually do 3.5 incline. That's pretty much a brisk walk, and maybe I'll do about a minute jog every 15 minutes or so. So that will be about 3 jogs within the hour of walking. I can usually hit about 500 calories. So what does this mean? This means I will have to go to the gym 14 times in a week for at least 1 hour in order to lose 40 pounds in 5 months. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to the gym 14 times per week. If I went every day, this is 7 times per week instead, it's going to take me 10 months to lose the weight. Now, let's say we started eating better, but what does eating 500 less calories even look like? And how do you go ahead and burn that 500 calories every single day without exhausting yourself? So that's why I'm suggesting that you do the proper assessment and attack things correctly so that you can set yourself up for success. That way, you're less likely to fail and less likely to end up feeling bad. Before you get discouraged, I'm going to give you another example from my personal experience. So when I was 18 years old, I dropped out of college only after half a semester. I went to work as a waitress for years and years and years. But ultimately, I wanted more for myself. So I decided I was going to go to nursing school. So there's my goal, to become a nurse. Obviously, you would select the school, you'd look at the curriculum and see how many credits you need. And you'd look at the prereqs as well. You'd look at how many years it would take. But what else would you do? So here's what I did. Before the semester started, I was watching and reading topics like how to go back to school as an adult, how to learn, and how to study. Well, one of the biggest game changers was something I came across after my second semester. So during the summertime, I would take a class in June, and then I would sort of rest in July. But then starting August 1st, I would take the entire month and I would do this one thing that made school way more manageable. I figured this out when I was breaking down what habits I needed in order to be successful in nursing school. So what I would do, I'd look at the classes that I had coming up in the fall. Now, usually for nursing, it would be just one really massive, difficult 7-credit class, and then maybe 2 other semi-manageable 3-credit classes. Let's say, for example, the difficult class is medical surgical nursing. Well, I went to YouTube and I would watch a bunch of videos on that subject. And while I'm watching them, I'm taking notes, and I also bought the textbook early and I'm reading and studying those topics. So now when the semester starts, I already have about 40% of the knowledge, and some of the information sort of becomes like a review. This was a game changer because even the smartest person in the class was not making better grades than I was. I also made a study schedule based on my specific learning type, which was huge. Remember, we looked up how to study, we looked up learning types and stuff like that already. If you think that something you're learning or something that you're doing is boring or really hard, or maybe you think you're not smart enough, trust me, do not give up. Instead, maybe you need to change the way that you're learning it, or maybe you need to change the way that you're going about it. Maybe you need to watch it instead of reading it. Maybe you need to write it out and put it somewhere where you can see it all the time so you can peek at it throughout the day. This was one of my study walls for a particularly difficult nursing class. And this is a photo from pharmacology when I was having the hardest time learning medications. Basically what I did, I just drew them out on a whiteboard that I got from Amazon, and I would look at the sketch multiple times a day, and it made a huge difference because I was able to remember it. I know it sounds like a lot right now, but I'm telling you, your goals are possible. You just have to break them down and figure out what you need to do based on your specific situation in order to accomplish them. Once you do that, you will be unstoppable. If you don't have goals, or if you're having a hard time coming up with goals, just think about what would make you happy 1 year from now and what would make you happy 5 years from now. Those are your goals. If you have a goal right now and you're not quite sure how to break it down, go ahead and leave a comment and I'll see if I can help you. I'll try my best, I promise. Step 3 is pretty straightforward. It's basically submitting to the plan and doing the habits that we wrote down. If we go back to the weight loss example and we completed step 2, we would have already figured out exactly what we need to do based on our life, based on our health, and based on our situation. I see so many people starving themselves and they think that they should just eat salads, and they get discouraged when it doesn't work. Or even worse, they lose some weight via some quick method and then they gain back twice as much in 2 months. Breaking it down and coming up with habits that you can follow through with makes the process way easier. I know some of you are thinking, well, if I don't have a deadline, I don't do the thing. However, I'm urging you to try something different if what you've been doing hasn't been working. Break down your goals into habits that you can incorporate into your life, and then do these habits consistently just as you wrote them, and watch your life progress and your Something that I've been doing that makes this whole process way easier is this idea of layering. Layering is basically doing two things at once. Now, it's a little different from multitasking, so don't look at it as, or don't think of it as multitasking. It's more about using something that you enjoy doing to help motivate you to do the thing that you need to do but don't necessarily want to do. I learned this from a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. He calls it habit stacking. I didn't come up with it, but I like to think of it as layering instead, because the things I layer on for motivation are not necessarily things I would do by themselves otherwise. So there are things we do to maintain our lives. There are things we do to progress in life, and then there are things we do simply for entertainment or fun. I use layering to help me progress by combining habits from the progression category with another habit from either the entertainment or the maintenance category. So what does this look like? Personally, I try not to watch too much TV because I really want to be successful. So right now, I invest a lot of my time in learning how to make videos and learning how to edit. I try to read a lot as well. I try to do all the habits in the progression category for my goals. So watching TV is one of those things that I had to eliminate. However, I like watching TV. I love watching Survivor. It's my favorite show. So how would I layer television to enable me to be able to watch my shows? The progression habit would be walking on the treadmill, and the entertainment habit would be watching TV. So that's what I do. I never watch TV on the couch anymore. I always watch it when I'm on the treadmill. It sounds a little extreme, but don't freak out. Once I reach my fitness goal, or let's say I become successful enough where I can pay someone to edit my videos, then that's gonna free up a lot of my time and I'll be able to enjoy more entertainment-based activities, right? But right now, I'm just focused on doing the things that I need to do to accomplish my goal. That's the priority. So my rule is I can watch as much TV as I want as long as I'm on the treadmill. Another example would be layering reading, which is a habit from the progression category, with driving, which is a habit from the maintenance category. So whenever I'm driving to and from work, my commute is about an hour and a half each day. I don't listen to music. Instead, I listen to audiobooks so I can grow my mind. Here's another good one. Let's say you have a progression habit of walking 10,000 steps per day as a part of your weight loss goal, but at the same time you like talking on the cell phone. Well, go for a walk and have your conversations while you're walking. This also includes social media. People think social media is bad. It's not. It's the fact that people take so much time on social media and they don't spend time doing other things that they need to do. That's a problem. But if you're on track for all your goals and you're doing everything that you need to do, and you wanna, let's say, layer scrolling on Instagram or scrolling on TikTok while you're on the treadmill, personally, I think that's okay because you're on track with doing the things that you need to do. Last example I give, let's say there's a topic that you really want to learn about. What you can do is watch videos on this topic, progression habit, while you're cooking, maintenance habit. At the end of the day, if you do this, I think you'll find the best combinations that work for you in your life and your situation. But by layering, you are in a way adding more time to your day, and you're giving yourself that extra motivation to do your progression habits. It's time to get out of maintenance mode. It's time to stop feeling like a failure and feeling bad about ourselves. Whatever your goal is, don't look for shortcuts. Just break it down like I'm showing you and go from there. As a reminder, here's the formula. We're going to start with a goal. Think of what would make you happy. Okay, then we're going to break down the goals all the way down into habits that you can incorporate into your life. And remember to look things up so you can get the right information. Then we're going to do these habits consistently. Make sure to schedule them into your life. And lastly, we're going to layer these habits to make them easier.